Hey guys, um, I know I just posted a video just a couple minutes ago. I'm just gonna post another one because I might as well just talk about another thing I was gonna talk about. Um, it was in 2000 and I think 10. I think was it 2010? Yeah, 2010. My little sister Kenise, who was 4 years old at the time, had Wynn's tumor cancer. It is a cancer that is in the kidney, and one out of 250,000 kids a year under the age of 8 gets this disease every year. She just happened to be one of those kids. Um, well, I guess I can start with the basics of how it all started. Well, it was in October, and my little sister, she's very rambunctious and she's very hyper, and she likes to play a lot and stuff. And she was just really energetic that night. And she was running back and forth in the living room and just going from wall to wall. And she was just playing and having fun. And I was just on my phone or something, just chilling on the couch and stuff. And she kind of stopped and she lay on the floor and then she was kind of whimpering. And I said, well, can you, what, I said, can you, sorry guys, I'm always fixing my camera for some reason. She's like, hey, what's the matter? And she said, I don't know, my stomach hurts. And I said, okay, well, do you want to lay down? And she's like, yeah, okay. So we laid her down, and then she started crying like she was really in pain, and like just crying like she couldn't even stop. And like, I was touching her, and I was praying for her, making sure that she's gonna be okay and stuff. And so it was okay for a while. That night, everybody went to bed, went to sleep normally. We just thought that she had like the virus or the stomach flu or anything. 2 days later, my sister started throwing up everything that she ate. Um, we didn't know. I thought it was a stomach virus. Like we all thought it was a stomach virus. So my mom treated it like it was a stomach virus. So we treated it like the stomach virus, and she kept throwing up. And then on the third day, when her stomach started hurting, that night she never went to sleep. She just cried all night and crying like tears and just bullets and just crying. She's in pain, and my mom's thinking, "Can you stop this? Like, you need to stop crying and go to sleep." And like she would go to sleep for a little bit, and she'll wake back up, and she'd be crying again, and she'd be in pain and everything. And so I was like, "Mom, let's just stop this. Let's just take it to the hospital." Which we should have done in the first place, but we didn't know because we thought it was just the stomach virus. Took it to the hospital, the local hospital, and they said we really can't tell what it might be because it could be a number of things. One, she could have really, really bad gas. Number two, her spleen could be swollen. Or number three, she has like a virus that's just like really hitting her really bad. So we didn't want to hope for the worst. The doctor said that we really couldn't tell. They took an X-ray. Her spleen was perfectly fine. She didn't really have gas, so they really couldn't tell what it was. So they said, let's fly her over to Rockford in the helicopter. So they're in the helicopter. We had to drive an hour and 45 minutes away to get to the hospital in Rockford, like at 2 o'clock in the morning. But all this that happened was all worth it because she's my little sister and I love her. 2 o'clock in the morning, we get to the hospital and I'm in the car. I didn't want to get out. I was already upset as it was. I did not want to go in the hospital and see my little sister suffering. My grandma and my mom went inside and they had like the camera down her nose, through her throat, everything. Because my mom came out and told me. And the doctor said she has a tumor on her cancer and the the procedure that needs to be taken place here can be taken place here in Rockford. We have to take her to Children's Memorial Hospital in Chicago, and that is 2 hours away from where I live. because we are west of Chicago. Whew. At this moment, it is 6 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't even want to go to Chicago. I didn't even have the stomach for it. I did not have the stomach for it. So my grandma took me and my sister back to her house. So tired. My grandma took me and my sister, my 15-year-old sister now, who's 15, back to her house, and we went to sleep. And 6 o'clock in the morning, it was just really late, and it was just we were just all tired and all upset. And then my grandma got the call, and they said that she has cancer, and we're gonna do surgery. And my grandma's a very strong woman, and I don't really see her cry a lot. She was like, no, don't tell me that. She's crying on the phone, like, please don't tell me that, doing all that. My grandma said, well, I'm going to have to go up to Chicago with your mom. Do you guys want to come? And me and my sister were too upset. We didn't want to come. So we were old enough to stay at home by ourselves. So we stayed at home by ourselves for like 5 days or whatever. Like, yeah. Um, then we ended up staying at one of our friends' house with his parents and his brothers and stuff. After a while, we kind of just wanted to be up there with our sister and just, just be up there with her. We got to Chicago. The surgery's been done. Everything's looking great. Everything's looking fine. It was everything went perfectly fine. They got the tumor out. The tumor was the size of like a child's like football. Like that's really big. And by the way, when my sister was in pain when we were at home before we took her to the hospital, I felt something hard in her stomach, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just like I don't know. I thought it was like her bones or something, but I just felt it was weird. So I told my mom about it, and that's what got suspicious. Anyway, by this time we were at the hospital. My little sister Kenise and my sister Jasna. Me and Jasna have the same dad. Kenise is mixed, so her dad was there, and then my mom was there, of course, and then we're all in the hospital room. We got hooked up in a room. Um, oh man, I'm so tired. We got in a room a couple blocks from the hospital, the McDonald home. Like it's a really cool place. Like it's like this charity center. Like the hospital puts your families in, and it's like they give you everything. Like they give you like presents, and they make blankets. People make blankets, and they take them to these places, and like the place looks like an old historic um house, and it's really cool because you can like explore and like do everything in there. It's really awesome. Um, we were in there for about I guess a week. While we were up there, we did do some shopping while we were up in Chicago because that was a part of Chicago I've never been before. We did shopping. Why? Because like we barely packed any clothes with us up there because of you know like you know like you could wash clothes there. Yeah, you could actually wash clothes there, but we were kind of short of like low on some clothes because like we didn't want to take like all our clothes with us. So they came where they needed to figure out if Kenise was gonna have radiation and chemotherapy treatment. So we're like praying our really our hardest, right? And I forgot the guy's name, like an octologist, like he tells like if you need radiation or chemotherapy, like if they can tell with through the whatever, like octo something like that. And he went back there and he says, well, she has stage 4 cancer, so she's gonna need radiation and chemotherapy treatment. And we're like, oh man, like our little sister, she's not gonna have any hair. Like she's gonna look so cute without hair and everything. We were all sad and stuff. And then like we were trying to praying, and the gynecologist, whatever his name is, he's like, well, let me go check one more time. Like let me just check the X-rays one more time. We're like, okay. So like we're sitting in the room, we're just waiting. And he's like, it's weird. He goes, wow, that is so weird. I went back and it looked like she's a stage 3, and we're like really, she's a stage 3, like that's awesome. He's like, so she won't have to have radiation treatment. anymore. And we're like, awesome. So she only had chemotherapy treatments, which it all worked out because like she had to go up to her appointments 2 weeks, 2 days a week. But with the radiation appointments, she had to be there like a lot of days in the week. But with the chemotherapy treatments, we had it worked out where a nurse could come to our house and give her the chemotherapy treatment. My little sister hated the chemotherapy treatments because she had a port like in her chest area right here. There's like a little machine, like little thing right here, and then like the needle through it, and like the little wires like hooked into like wherever the affected area needs chemotherapy, the medicine goes through. Every time she had those chemotherapy treatments, and after the nurse left, and my little sister ate some food, she would always throw it back up. But like she'd be sick the day that she gets chemotherapy treatments, but like the next day she's like perfectly fine, which was good. She did lose her hair, but my little sister has a lot of hair. Like it's curly and it's thick, and like all she lost the hair, all she lost was like right up here and like the up in here and everything. Like that's all she lost. She didn't lose like anything up here. Now her hair texture did change, so when she had the cancer, like in her roots were like straight, like bone straight, and then like on the ends they were like curly. So my mom's like, well, that looks so weird. So like it's gonna grow out. It's gonna be like straight right here and then like curly. My mom didn't want that, so she just cut it. She cut the curly parts off because they're like really tight curls. So my mom cut those parts off, and then her hair grew out evenly because like it was uneven because like in some of her hair was like thinning out. Well, I cut those parts off, and then like my little sister was like had short hair, like big locks and everything. It was like really cute, and she loved it. Now my sister is healed and she is cancer free. Thank you all to the man above. And she goes to school. She's in kindergarten. She's so smart. She's so lovable. She has her hair is past her shoulders now. I'm so excited. And her hair didn't stay straight. Surprisingly, it went back to curly, which is cool because she has really pretty thick hair. All her hair is back. It's like nothing ever happened. Now, she will always remember that she had cancer due to the fact that she has like a scar from right here all the way down on her left side, which is totally fine because that scar can also remind her that she has a God above who loves her and cares about her very much, and he didn't let her go. And she's not dead, and she's still living. And I really thank God that he healed her. I really do. Even though she's been in the world for like a short time, those short moments could be the best moments of your entire life. And that's real talk. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's a little part of my life that I share with people to know that I am well taken care of, and my whole family, and I love my whole family. We may not have much, but we are the richest family in the world because we have each other. So thank you guys for watching. I make videos here and there, so if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. I wouldn't care. Subscribe if you want to see more of me. Alright, bye guys.